Three determined police officers in North Little Rock, Arkansas, found themselves abruptly interrupted from their meal at Chick-fil-A when a gripping police pursuit unfolded in the urban landscape. Little did they know, this chase would take them on a wild ride. The suspect, making a left through traffic, attempted daring maneuvers, including a pit maneuver, and continued the chase until crashing onto the on-ramp leading to Interstate Highway 40. With sirens wailing and lights flashing, the officers charged into the fray, abandoning their food. In a moment of pragmatic humor, one officer even grabbed his drink before joining the pursuit. Hot on the heels of the cunning driver, the officers attempted an initial pit maneuver, which the driver skillfully evaded, leading to a riveting encounter on Interstate Highway 40. In dogged pursuit, the officers sped down East Main Boulevard. The lead officer observed the vehicle dart onto Springfield Drive. As they neared the peak of the hills, a critical decision loomed: to execute a pit maneuver or not. The officer made an attempt to end the chase before any serious accidents occurred. Unbeknownst to the officers, the suspect had an ace up his sleeve, foreseeing their strategy. Despite the suspect's impressive driving skills and quick thinking to avoid oncoming traffic, his vehicle ultimately spun out of control and came to an abrupt stop. At this juncture, the third officer caught up, witnessing the first officer's attempt to corner the suspect's vehicle. However, a slight miscalculation left an opening, reigniting the chase. Seizing the initiative, Officer 2 maneuvered past his colleagues, taking the lead in the relentless pursuit. The suspect, showing no intent to stop, blazed through a red light. The chase continued at breakneck speed, culminating in a critical error by the suspect. Misjudging the entry to Interstate 40, their vehicle lost control, tumbling dramatically down an embankment. Choosing the safer path, the officers raced down the on-ramp to converge at the crash site. An individual, most likely the driver, was ejected from the car and quickly surrendered themselves. With weapons drawn and pulses racing, the officers cautiously approached the overturned vehicle. Reinforcements quickly arrived as the wrecked vehicle's doors, rendered inoperable by the impact, were forcefully opened by the officers. Breaking the back window, they peered inside to find the passenger injured but alive. In a stroke of fortune, the ejected driver sustained only minor injuries. However, the passenger, extracted from the wreckage, was rushed to a nearby hospital with serious injuries. This intense situation was more than just a chase. It was a display of quick action, fearless courage, and practical thinking in a risky situation. On September 18, 2023, in Atlanta, Traffic Enforcement Officer Dawson was conducting a patrol in a marked vehicle along the northbound lane of Interstate I-75 near the I-285 interchange. During this routine patrol, Officer Dawson observed a silver Ford Focus engaging in erratic driving behavior. The vehicle repeatedly changed lanes without using turn signals and followed other vehicles too closely. However, the next driver would not be so lucky. Officer Dawson hit his lights, indicating to the driver to pull over, but they sped up, forcing Dawson to call in what was happening. He continued to follow the driver as they increased their speed, adding more charges to their record. Officer Dawson recorded the Ford Focus traveling at a speed of 88 mph in a zone designated for 55 mph. Additionally, the vehicle's license plate was obscured by a tinted cover, complicating identification efforts. Despite the presence of the patrol car, the driver of the Focus continued to make abrupt lane changes without signaling, demonstrating a clear failure to maintain a proper lane. Officer Dawson was forced to catch up as it turned into a high-speed chase. Just after passing Cleveland Avenue, the pursuit intensified, with the driver of the Focus reaching speeds exceeding 140 mph, displaying a desperate attempt to evade law enforcement. This included illegal travel in the high-occupancy vehicle lane, without a qualifying passenger and further erratic lane changes. In a final maneuver, the driver exited onto Georgia 166, where an attempt to change lanes at high speed resulted in the driver losing control of the vehicle.
All right, 1050 overturn, start EMS. 1050 overturn EMS, please.
Upon arriving at the scene of the crash, the Ford Focus struck an embankment and overturned. Officer Dawson commanded the driver to exit the overturned vehicle, but receiving no response, he maintained scene security until additional units arrived. Running into the wreckage might prove to be more dangerous for him, as he does not know if the driver is armed and able to use a weapon, so he is forced to wait for backup. The wreckage even drew attention from people passing by. It was then discovered that the driver had succumbed to fatal injuries sustained in the crash. The scene was subsequently cleared. The incident highlights the dangers of reckless driving. Running from law enforcement is not worth your life. If you enjoyed this type of video, let me know in the comments below, and as always, check out the video on your screen right now. I'll see you there.